Did you know right away that you fucked up?
I did. I knew exactly what I did.
Hey guys, if you like this video, please check out my other ones in the description below. Don't forget to tickle that like button and subscribe for more.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back! Yeah! It's been 3 months! Or, like, 2, but, I mean, who's counting,
When
you know?
it gets to the point where you lose count of how long it's been, that's when you know it's a problem.
It's been too long.
Yeah. 2017.
Yeah! Happy New Year's!
A little late.
the belated Happy
Already
New
dropped.
Year's. Alright, guys, so we are back. Well, I'm back. And then, of course,
I'm back too.
he's back.
I don't know why he had to fix that and say I, but we're both back.
Exactly. But so yeah, it's been a long time. It's mostly my fault. I haven't been in the groove. I've been out of filming for a while now. I've been out of editing mainly. I have a lot of footage still, like from stuff that we shot like 3-4 months ago that I have yet to edit.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That I have yet to edit just because I just shit hit the fan, man.
I think the last time I was here was October.
Yeah, exactly. So
October or November.
shit hit the fan, and I needed to get my life back together and reprioritize what's important to me and what I want, and this channel is one of them. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Be on the lookout this year. It's a new year. It's new me. No, come back. But all seriousness though, I do plan on filming a lot more. I do plan on editing it a lot more. That is mostly on me. That's my New Year's resolution, is to make sure that I at least post once a week. At least. With school being here, it's a lot harder because there's a lot more going on, especially now that I'm about to declare my major. But that's besides the point. That's getting into boring stuff. Why are we here today, Trevor?
Well, I'm here today because I haven't seen you in so damn long.
I know, it's been forever.
But we're in front of the camera because I decided that it would be a good idea to get Alex's live reaction to how my 2017 has been going so far. And I want to preface this by saying that this shirt was white whenever I started 2017, but now it's blue because I've been crying so much. So I think we should start with Christmas. Christmas 2016.
2016.
I gotta tuck my hair back for this one.
Oh crap.
So Christmas last year.
Yeah.
Last month.
Mm-hmm.
But also last year.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
December 25th.
Really?
I went back to my hometown, which is on the west side of North Carolina. On Christmas Day, you know, everybody's busy with their families. So I was busy with my family for the first half of the day. Maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and everybody else was busy with their families, so I had nothing to do. So me, being the me that I am, decided, I should start messaging people on Facebook and see if they can hang out. And for whatever reason, my first instinct, let's see how my ex-girlfriend is doing. So I messaged her on Facebook and we talked for a few minutes, and I mentioned that I was in Gastonia, and she said, she beat me to it. She said, come visit me. And I was like, okay. So I went and picked her up at 6 p.m. on Christmas Day. And, you know, we went and hung out for a little bit, caught up, you know, just had fun, you know. Didn't wind up taking her home until 4 p.m. the next day. And to be expected, things occurred because things. And so that next day, that Monday, I was gonna go home. You know, and I was like, well, it was fun.
Bye.
And so, naturally, it didn't end there. And so, you know, we talked for like that entire week. And she was talking about she was wanting to get back together with me. Only issue being I am on this side of the state, she's on this one. So, you know, there was sort of that thing there.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said, man, I really wish I could have a New Year's kiss this year. And I said, you know what?
You know what?
Since I'm that kind of guy, I'm gonna drive my happy ass the whole 5 hours back across the motherfucking state to see her. And keep in mind, when we were together during Christmas, we got along perfectly fine. We had an amazing time. You know, it was like we picked up where we left off. So, I go to spend New Year's with her. And keep in mind, with my piece of shit Toyota Solara, that's about $100 in gas there and back alone on just the gas. So left Monday because I had that Monday off of work. But I was gonna leave on Friday night, but she was doing some New Year's get-togethering with her friends, and her, knowing me, knowing that I'm not a drug guy, she was like, oh, well, you might not want to come tonight because there's gonna be weed. And I'm like, but I want to see you. Like, I don't care. And she's like, well, I don't want you to come. And I'm like, boy. Friday night, so I went the next day. And I was like, I kept telling her while I was about to leave, I'm like, okay, do you actually want me to come today? And she's like, yes, I'm excited to see you. And I'm like, okay. So, my happy ass drives all the way from the beach here to Spartanburg, South Carolina, which is about 5 hours away.
In the middle of nowhere.
300 miles in the middle of damn nowhere. And
ding, 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 ding.
I get there, and I got there around like 9:30 at night, probably. So I get there, and immediately I could tell something was up because she like wasn't paying attention to me as much and was like, kind of like not dismissive, but like just kind of like be me for a second, you know, instead of being like, oh, I'm so glad you're here. She was just kind of
oh
yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever, you know, her friends were around, so I was like, don't worry about it. And then fucking midnight rolls around, you know, it was the 31st, midnight rolls around, you know, we touch faces for a second, and you know, that was that. And throughout the night, periodically, I was noticing her getting more and more weird. But it wasn't until about 3 o'clock that night that I really noticed that. So, keep in mind, too, that on Saturday morning, I had woke up at 6 in the morning. I didn't wind up leaving the house until around, like, 3 or 4. I can't remember when exactly. But I hadn't slept. On top of that, I had the 5-hour drive. So, by that time, I hadn't slept in, like, 20 hours-ish. Math. Yeah, it was like 21 hours, something like that. So, the whole time, every time I'd mentioned how long it had been since I slept, she was like, oh, well, when we get back to the house, you need to go to bed. And I'm like, yes, I do. So we finally get back to the house, and there were 3 of her friends with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were 3 of her friends with us, and 2 of them, they were on the couch doing nasty things. And the other bitch who was there, she didn't want to be out there while they were doing the nasty, so she decided to come sleep in her bed with us. Which is fine, because I wasn't really planning on doing anything anyway, because I was fucking exhausted. So I was like, okay, whatever. So the whole time, that entire night, she kept saying, you know, you need to get some sleep later. To which I responded, yes, I do. But for whatever reason, as soon as we get in the bedroom and I'm like about ready to go to bed, they decide to get on fucking Snapchat or something and have their phones full blast while they were listening to these or watching these stupid little videos and shit and laughing and hollering and really loud. Ordinarily I wouldn't care, but I was trying to go to sleep, right? So it was like 3 in the morning and I was sitting there and I was just like, oh my god. So like maybe 4 o'clock rolls around and I got up, put on my jacket, and went outside for a few minutes. So then, I shot her a text message and I was like, I'll be outside, I'll come back in a few minutes, you know, just want some air. And she starts like blowing me up, and she's like, "Oh my god, like, I'm gonna lock your ass out. Are you coming back inside? I'm gonna lock you out." And I'm like, "What?" So I go back inside, and she's just like super pissed at me for like no reason, and I'm sitting there trying to talk to her about it while this other freaking cow is on the other side of the bed, and I'm like, "Yo, what did I do?" You know, like whispering, and she's like, "Nothing, go to bed." And I'm like, "Bruh, it's 4 in the morning on New Year's, and I drove 300 miles to see your ass, and this is what you're doing?" So she finally gets up at like 1, and she's having some issues with one of the tires on her car, and she needs to get it replaced. So she goes to go get her tire replaced, but for some reason she wanted me to stay back with one of her friends who was there. He and I decided that, you know, let's go grab a milkshake or something. So we were driving down the road, and I was going to stop and get some gas. But that gas station in particular that we went to was really busy. So I just parked the car for a few minutes, and we sat there. And while I was waiting on a response from Chick, we wound up sitting there talking for like 3 hours. And I didn't realize it. And I finally go to cut my car back on because I'm like, oh, we've been sitting here for fucking ever, and my car doesn't start. The battery was dead. And so it gets better, I swear. Yeah, we had been sitting there since 2. My car had been in that same spot since 2. It was around 6 now. And so I'm sitting there and just waiting, and then comes the conversation. I decided to ask, "Yo, are we okay? Like, you've been acting weird." And she just fucking dumps it all on me, saying like, "Oh, you know, I just don't feel the same way I did last weekend, and no, you shouldn't have come, and I don't know, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to act like everything's okay when it's not." Just pouring all this shit on me all at once, and I'm like, I did just drive all the way down here for this. Okay. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm going to go back to... My grandmother still owns a house there, but it's unoccupied. So, and I have a key, so I stay there whenever I'm in town. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go back to the house and go to bed because I haven't slept in like 30 hours, and fuck this. Battery was still dead. So I'm like, okay, it's good. I'm at a gas station. I can just get somebody to jump me off. I have booster cables in my car. So in one swift motion, I completely fucked myself. Because as I was in the process of getting out of my car, to keep in mind, it was pouring rain too.
Oh, it was?
Oh yeah, it was like 40 degrees and pouring rain.
See, I've seen some of this on his Snapchat, but like I don't know what happened. So like half of this stuff I kind of know.
I did put it on Snapchat, but so it was pouring rain. It was like 40 degrees. I was wearing shorts for whatever reason. Thank God I was wearing shoes and not my sandals in December, because I do that. But so as I'm getting out of my car, I have this tendency to, when my keys are not in the ignition or on my person, I put them in the passenger seat. So in one swift motion, I get up out of the car, toss my keys into the passenger seat, and I always, this is a habit of mine, I lock the door when I get out of the car. The little button on the door, yeah, I lock that. So I'm just like, and then I get out of the car and I'm like,
Did you know right away that you fucked up?
I did. I knew exactly what I did. Boy.
Boy. Alright guys, sorry to cut it short. Sorry to cut it like now. The video is really long. The story is really good. But in order to stay true to him, in order to stay true to the actual story, if you guys really want to know what happened and how Trevor got out of this hellish mess that he was in, go check out the next video. I will be posting it right after this. There'll be 2 videos in sync, and that's good. So that way it's not too long because right now we're running at like 30 minutes and I doubt you guys want to stay for 30 straight minutes watching one video. So I'm cutting it into 2. I hope you guys understand. And on that note, guys, may the stars be with you, my friends. Bye. Hey, how's it going, guys? I hope you liked that video. And if you did, feel free to check out some of my other challenge videos I've done with some of my friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.